Hello, everybody. I'm Carrie Traub, your 2023 GAAR President.
And I'm Tico Ventura, your 2023 Southwest MLS President.
Welcome to In the Loop, your GAAR and SWMLS update.
Keep you updated on what is going on with your association and your MLS. And Carrie, let's start with you. What is happening on the GAAR side of our association?
Well, we have got some exciting things happening, Tigo. First and foremost, our building 1645, we just leased the entire building, and they're going to start their build out right away, and we're very excited. It's a 10-year lease, which is amazing, and we're excited to get going.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
Very excited. And then, for those of you who have not been down to GAAR lately, we are almost done with the new building. I mean, the building of
the new old building.
The new old building. There
yes,
you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it is amazing. Have you been through it?
New and improved.
New and improved.
Yes, yes.
Have you been through it?
Oh, yes.
It's pretty cool. Actually, that brings me to another update that I have for everybody. For that space, obviously what we try to do is make sure that that space is available first and foremost for our members to use. And it's going to be similar to the way it was before, where we're going to have 3 very large classrooms that can also be one big classroom, but we also have an auditorium that is going to be really, really neat to use for the members. So if you do want to use that space, please call Ariel, who is also a new staff member, and she will be handling the scheduling and that kind of stuff for that space. We will also be able to rent it out for outside people, which would be great if you have anybody you know that needs space to rent out for conferences or events or that kind of stuff as well. So we're really excited about it.
I'm really excited. I mean, I've walked through it, and it's going to be a state-of-the-art technology. I'm sure, Gabe, you're excited about that. He's sitting back here. Sorry, I'm picking on you. But yeah, I mean, it's state-of-the-art tech, and it's going to be really a premier conference center for the Albuquerque area.
It really is, and the thing that's so neat about it is that it's a member benefit. So if you have a team meeting or you need to do something, I mean, that's what a great benefit to have that kind of space with the AV that they're going to have, and it's really neat. I recommend coming down and checking it out.
Yeah, it's going to be great. What's the timeline? What are we looking at? I know there's always some delays in all of this stuff.
Well, I want to give a big shout out to Kent Cravens, our CEO, because he has been working diligently to get that space up and running. So we're still aiming for the end of June, but obviously we'll probably flow over into July a little bit. We do have a couple delays with the partitions that will separate those 3 classrooms and the AV. And those are going to be probably, a few months down the road, but we will have something in there for audio visual in the meantime.
That's great. Well, that's great. Really looking forward to it, and it's something I think all of our members can be really proud of. It's going to be a great event center.
Absolutely. Our new old building. I like that. And then, last but not least, there's been a lot of talk about New Mexico Home Search, and we're looking at different options as to how we want to move forward. So the vendor who keeps up that website is not going to be able to do it any longer, and that contract's going to expire in September. So we're really excited to see, what we're going to do and how we're going to move forward on that.
Yeah, looking at options.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. People just need to be aware of that and know that that's in the pipeline, something that everybody here is aware of and is working on. So. Well,
and I think that's the point, is we're always having these conversations at GAAR about, the member benefits and what we can do to make things better, easier, whatnot. So, yeah.
Great. Sounds good.
So how about you? What's going on with SWMLS?
Okay, Southwest MLS. Let me give you a quick rundown. Some of this stuff, if you've been keeping up on Richard's video update, some of this stuff you may have seen. And the first one is the solar changes. So we have continually policy committee. I got to thank the policy committee for their diligent work and really working through these issues and really honestly getting in the weeds on some of these questions. But there's changes on solar in our MLS, and so it's going to be much easier to track and understand what solar properties or what properties have solar and what type of solar it is. So that's coming. There's a big change coming on land, in the types of land, the way we list land. If you've done land, you know that the types were kind of wonky, to say the least. That's getting cleaned up and updated. A couple other updates that are coming. Fast Stats, which is our market data program, there's InfoSparks and Fast Stats, and they're together. Usually we get it once a month. We're going to be getting it once a week, and that should be any time now. Maybe by the time this video comes out, we'll be getting a weekly look at our market in Albuquerque. So watch for that. One thing, most people know that SkySlope is going to be the new forms vendor for the state association, which provides the forms for everybody here in the state. We on the MLS, we're working with them to do the integration between MLS and SkySlope to help pull that data back and forth between the two platforms. Obviously, there's a lot of programming that's involved there, but that's in the works, and that's moving forward. So I wanted to let people know on that.
Tigo, do you know when they will stop having transaction desk?
Let's see. Kathy gave us an update, and it was. See, now you put me on the spot.
I know. I'm so sorry. I want to say the end of August.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And so you're going to be seeing a lot on SkySlope from the state association, not necessarily GAAR. Obviously, we're going to be communicating on it as well. But SkySlope will be the new forms vendor coming very soon, so be watching for that. I know right now there's already beta testers out there working with it and kind of hammering out any bugs. And just like any software, there'll be some bugs going forward.
Absolutely. It's going to be great, though. I've used SkySlope, and I think the members will be happy.
Yeah. Let's see. The only other thing I just wanted to mention, this is one of these little tweaks that we're always working on to make things better, to make our data more reliable, and we're going to be changing where the year built on the property is a required field. Along with that, that'll also be year built source. And again, these are little changes, but these are things that we spend a lot of time debating and try to understand what will be best for both the membership, but more importantly, the end user consumers when they're shopping for homes. And we have good data for doing comps and everything else. So that's coming down the line as well.
Well, wow, lots of changes, right? Lots of good stuff coming up.
Well, speaking of delays, I do have to say Rental Beast. We've been talking about Rental Beast a while. We were hoping we'd have it by now. Right now we're looking at mid-July to have Rental Beast launched, and Rental Beast is the rental listing platform that we're going to be providing to our membership as well as really the entire community. So that product is in the pipeline. Again, you're going to be seeing a lot about that very soon, and how to use that and how to use it for yourself as well as for your clients.
Absolutely. That's going to be great. And, I think it's important to note that, as we go to these conferences and we look at other MLSs and what's going on, we're really trying to stay state of the art and provide not just for the members, but for the public.
Okay, speaking of conferences, I know we're going long here, but I thought I'd bring this up. A group of us were at the National Association of Realtor Convention here a few weeks ago, legislative session in Washington, D.C., and any takeaways that really jumped out at you from that meeting?
I think one of the biggest ones, and we're going to start to hear more about this with things that are going on the national level, National Association of Realtors, is I think we're going to start to see more buyer-broker agreements, how that's going to work. I think we're going to need to start having those conversations more and more. And, I also think one of the really neat things that I like, and I've already been using this with my brokers, is instead of calling anything commissions, it's a professional fee. That's our professional fee. Yeah. And I really like that. Yeah,
and if you're not aware, there's a lot going on around that and fees and how fees work in the real estate business and some lawsuits out there. So just keep an eye on that. I will say, the big conversations this year were, one, the home sales slowdown nationally, right? We all know that. We're all feeling it here in the sense that there's just not as many people moving like they're used to. That was one of the big conversations. But really the big topic this year was artificial intelligence,
yes.
AI, and all the different places that's being used in the real estate space, and it's just continuing to grow. And so something I'm watching myself really closely and paying attention to, because there's a lot of different places that is going to come into what we do.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see where we are in a couple of years and how AI plays into what we do.
Yeah, and I think, and I'll give you my prediction right now, most of it's going to be pretty boring and we're not going to really see it. It's going to be behind the scenes in a lot of this technology we use.
Yes.
But it's going to be very common in a lot of the technology we use.
Yep, it's already here.
Yes, it is. It is. So, anything else?
I think that's about it. I mean, we could go on and on. You know, you and I can just talk and talk,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
But I think that's a pretty good overview. Also, keep in mind that we have the passport that goes out through the GAAR Communications, which always gives lots of information about what's going on and what we're doing.
Yeah, and if you're not getting the GAAR passport, that means you unsubscribed. So if you want to resubscribe, I'd recommend that. Just reach out to the staff here at GAAR, and they can help you with that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It really is good information.
Yep.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.